morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
On behalf of the South Central chapter of Holistic Science. As I was saying, on behalf of the South Central chapter of Holistic Science Charitable Research Foundation, it gives us great pleasure to welcome you all to the 4th seminar on holistic science in Houston. Our theme in the past has been happy, harmonious living. Today, we'll talk about relationship management. And just ponder for a moment how our relationships make us happy or unhappy. So today, we'll talk about changing unhappiness into happiness. And also, a small note on the side, please put the cell phones on the vibrator. And now, let me call Rajnikant Patel from our board of directors. He has flown from Pennsylvania, and he is a retired professional who also writes books for children. One book written by him is in your packet, and second book is available for a donation of $10. Thank you.
Thank you, Prakash bhai. Just to dwell on what he said, this was the first book, All of Life, for the children. Okay, and just recently, the second book just came out. This is Adjust Everywhere for Happiness for the children. It's not children for everybody. So, the donation for this we're asking $10, and all the donation goes to charity. So we don't keep anything. The printing cost is already taken care of, so we don't worry about. We want to spread into the. I am in the after retirement. I am in the character building for the children. I love children, and I decided one time, what should I do? You know, I don't have too many lifespan left, so I thought we'll write something for the children so they can benefit from a holistic side view. It's not my writing, it's blessings from our master and after Putras who come here. So I'm just the media writing these books. Okay. In your package, those people, we have a survey and a feedback. So please, if you take out the survey and taking the survey, especially you, sir, we need to see how we are doing good. Huh? So if you can take the survey and information, and then as we go along, please give us some feedback on that too. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is talk about briefly what is holistic science. Okay. Now, this is an interactive session. Okay. I am here to learn from you. Okay. I cannot impart anything. I'm just a student here, and I learn from Deepakan and you. So that's how it goes. So please have interaction. If there's a challenging question, you know who's going to answer, not me. He's going to answer the question. So please give us a feedback. Okay, the question is, what is the meaning of, what is your connotation of holistic? Anybody?
What did you say?
What is your connotation of holistic? Holistic.
Spiritual. More like a spiritual.
Spiritual. For you, I know is money.
Everything, body, mind, spirit, spiritual.
Okay, everything. So let's see what I have come up with. What is holistic science? Holistic science is our own life and living. Please remember, it's our own life and living, which includes mind, speech, and body. How many times do we think about our mind, speech, and body? Anybody? Do we really think about our mind, body, and speech? Or we are robots? Every day we wake up, go to sleep, go to work, come back, sleep. We have some interaction with our family members, good, bad, like Prakash Bhai said, happy, unhappy, and then we go to sleep. We don't sleep. We wake up in the middle and all that stuff. So how many really thinks about all these three together or separately? Okay? Don't be bashful, it's okay. I'm learning too, because I don't do that all the time. It is science to understand our inner process, okay, which is going on with the outer world and also with nature. So we're going to talk about some nature, outer world and inner world. And it is a science of mind, intellect, reflective conscience, and ego. Okay? And one more important thing is the science of me. Okay? So, me, but in this science, there is no you. So, remember please, there's no you. We can talk about it, but how many times really we say you in the day? You know? My wife is sitting here and she says something. You did this. Gita, you did this. I am the champion. I am the smartest guy in the world. So I don't do anything. But other people keep on doing things. Okay? So we'll talk about it. So please remember, here, interaction and everything is me. Don't talk about your spouse. Don't talk about your near one. Just talk about me. So at least, the reason is if you talk about me, that you'll find some of your happiness will come from there. Practical side of holistic science. It is a tool to be happy, harmonious, rich, meaningful living. And our objective is to live happily all the time. That is our goal. We have cyclic moods and happiness, but we don't want to do that, and hopefully we'll allude on that one. Is it a religion? No, it is not a religion, but it's a science. Why is it science? Because it governs your own life, So we have to be very, very careful that it governs our own life. That is what religion is. And this is inclusive for everybody. There's no exclusion because your own life is own life. Me. Okay, what are the benefits of holistic inner science? Okay. Our relative science, the outer science, have reached a peak, I would say right now. Not a peak because it's going to go on. We have so many gadgets, so many comforts, okay? But now the scientists, philosophers are looking inside and seeing what is governing us. What is happening outside? So there's a big amount of research going on, and here we have some information we can patch without any research, but given to us. Okay. The first benefit is it enables a person to have a happy, harmonious living. Second one, it recognizes the inner potential. How much potential we have? Have we thought about it? I am a retired person. I made so much money. Okay, is that my potential? But in doing that, how many times I was stressful? How many times I quarreled with my wife? How many times I beat up my children? Not literally, but my wife. So, that is something which we need to really see what our potential is. Our potential is happiness. But why does happiness elude us? We need to talk about it. Third very important thing is it enables in time circumstances, challenging circumstances, to come out of with a very happy, harmonious way. Now I'll give you an example. Okay, I suppose somebody comes and tells me that I'm an idiot, I'm no good. He just wants blah 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 me. What do you think my reaction would be inside? what would be your reaction? Right? Say, yeah, no. You want to defend yourself. But if you start looking inside and say, you know, he or she told me I'm no good, I'm stupid. But Rajni, are you really that? No, I am not. Once you say I'm not, what happens? Every stress, every negative molecule in your body will fizzle out. Once it's fizzled out, what happened to the other person? He or she will get charged with positive. Okay? And then you will have a happy solution instead of you trying to prove yourself, I am good, I am this, I am that. Okay, how does it help me in the everyday life? Okay, we are, if you really analyze yourself, we are what? What drives our life? Competition and comparison, right? That is the main goal, that we go competition and
Comparison.
thank you. So, bottom line is, that is all based on competition, and comparison is all based on material possession. We always go hoard based on competition and comparison. Okay? But we are in that competition, we are trying to find happiness. But how can you find happiness when you're competing with somebody? It said, if you're competing in a race, how many people get number one?
Only one.
Only one. What happens to the second guy?
Not
Miserable. And then what happened to the first guy? Oh, when is that guy going to catch up with? When is the guy going to catch up to? So who's happy? One or two or three? Who's happy? None of them are happy. So if we look at nature, okay, let's look at roses or trees. They blossom there on their own. Are they in competition with anybody?
no.
So, if you recognize your natural abilities, I said natural ability, then it will allow you to blossom. And then there will be happiness. So, do I have to stop competition and comparison? No. This world, otherwise you won't succeed in this world. But, what is the key solution to that? Anybody?
Your ability.
Increase your ability.
I'm sorry?
To increase your ability. Use it for increase your own ability.
Okay, that's a good one. So, great one. Do competition with yourself. Don't look at number one, number two, number three. Do it with yourself. So what would happen? You make a mistake? Oh, this is the, correct it yourself. So once you are correcting all your competition, you are a happy person, your family will recognize you, your bosses will recognize you, and you will never, ever worry about promotions or raises. Nature, if you are natural, nature will automatically give you the promotions and raises. Just for example, I should not be talking about it, but my life, in all my career, there's only 1 year I did not get raised. Other than that, I never worry about money, except, she always bugged me, where's the raise, when is coming, but, I never worried about it, but it just came, okay? Because one thing, I was competing myself, I was working hard. That's the only two things I did. And I always had my principle how to deal with my bosses. Someday we'll talk about that. Okay, we talked about happiness a lot. Okay, suppose you decide to help somebody, what will happen to inside your body? You'll get charged up, positivity will come around, and you'll spread positivity. Okay. Suppose I have a granddaughter 7 years old. This is a book written on her, with her. Okay? So if I decide to have a birthday, who's the first person who's going to be happy?
You.
Me. I won't tell anybody, I won't spend the money, I won't call anybody, but I'll be the first person to be happy. So the secret is whatever actions of mind, body, and speech we use to make others happy is going to make us happy first. That's why I said, how many people look at mind, body, and speech is very important. Okay, on the other side, okay, flip side of that, suppose I'm a manager and I get some news that my employees are not working properly. So what happens to me in fact? Firing, I get fired up, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. What happens to my ability then? Goes down. My negativity goes down. So, whatever action of mind, body and speech are going to hurt others, clashes with others or disturb others, you disturb that first. You always get first reaction of it. That's example. I mean, we have gone through that. Office. We go to the office. Now we have ladies who work also. They come home. Suppose it's a bad day office. What happens in the home? Have you observed that? For first 1 hour, what happens? There's no positivity in the air at all. Because you are totally in it. And if your spouse is working and she had a bad time, then what happens? Ramayana and Mahabharata starts it. So that is very important to realize our inner feelings. Okay, what's the first step we have to do? Okay? Very important, very easy. You have to resolve firmly that I want to work with sincerity and morality and not let my mind, speech, and body hurt any living, but instead make everybody. Very simple. You don't have to read books, you don't have to read philosophers, you don't have to go anywhere, but if you imbibe this, that itself will start solving some problems. Okay. But now, the key thing is, okay, today we'll resolve that together and go home. But if you don't practice, what would happen? You go back to the same robotic life we have been having. So, use this mantra, put it in your laptop, put it wherever you can keep on reminding it. Practice makes perfect. It's very simple. How many times 2 + 2, 4, when we were young, how many times we had to repeat ourselves? 50, 100 times before 2 + 2 became 4. Exactly same. I want to be happy. I don't want to, mind, body, speech, I don't want to hurt anybody. Try it. You are not going to get instant result. But, like you said, it will come into practice. Now, what's one more to add? Why am I not aware of this? This is because we have been taught to look outside. We have never been taught to look inside. And that is why, the simple mantra has not been given to us. Other very important thing to understand, when two people meet, what is the final outcome? There's only two things that will happen. Okay? Either there's harmony or there's disharmony. There's no third thing will ever happen. So we have to be very aware that our goal should be every instant we want to deal with harmony. That, like Prakash Bhai said, unhappiness needs to be brought into harmony and happiness. So if you have these two mantras, I think it will really, really help everybody. Now, what happens in the interaction? Ego is a main culprit everywhere. So in the interaction, Harman did this, what happens to ego? Either it's happy or it's unhappy. Very simple. So our job is to make it happy, happy, happy. Me, me, me. So two things, we're going to talk about two things. Avoid clashes and then just everywhere. That's our simplest thing, and you can think, oh, this is very easy, but it has a very, very subtle meaning behind it. We'll go over that today. After Deepakandi talks, we're going to have a workshop on that one, okay? And then we realize it is a very, very subtle meaning of this very simple words, and just everywhere. That's why I was talking with a lady the other day, and she happened to be Jain. She lives in Houston, And Jains are firm believer of ahimsa.
Ahimsa.
They teach their children, families ahimsa. So her son was having in a soccer practice, okay? One other person was bullying him all the time. You know how soccer players, whoever plays soccer, it's easy to give a guy a shoulder and let him fall down. So you have the ball with you, So the one person was bullying him all the time. And so his father said, why don't you take care of that? Why are you not taking care of this problem? The poor child said, I don't want to incur karma. Okay? See, people don't understand when you are in a situation, it is not you have to bear. You have to understand and take care of. So just everyone doesn't mean you to bear. Okay? But you have to understand, with good understanding, you take care of. But see how our religion is, they teach, okay, I don't want to do karma, so I'm going to just bear it. What happens when you bear? If I bear something with my wife all the time, one day I'm going to come and then what would happen? That spring inside is going to
Burst.
blow up and then the real Mahabharata will start then. So this is very important. Hopefully Deepakandaji will dwell more on that and our workshop will take care of it hopefully. Now a couple of reflection questions. If you're not thought about it, am I living a balanced holistic life? Do I live happy, harmonious, rich and meaningful life? Is the purpose of my life clear? So that's why my first book, I asked a lot of young parents, what is the purpose of life? What will you teach us? I could not get an answer. And I will have a quiz after for Jaydev. Say, hey, what are you going to teach your 2 kids? What's the goal of life? It's very important because we don't think. We know, but we don't think. And if you know but don't think, it will never come into effect. It's very simple. It's always subconsciously we do it. That does not mean we are doing it properly. Do I manage? This is very important. Do I manage unfavorable situation? We get into crashes, we have illnesses, we have death. So how do we really manage this kind of thing? Now to think how the best to achieve it. All this, how can I be a better person? Should I be doing, the question is, should I be doing yoga? Should I be doing meditation? Mindful living, other practices? If I do that, I'm sure some of you are doing it. Then how far can I, that particular thing to take? That needs to be really thought about. And what's under my control? And what is not in my control? Should I know who I am? How can I know about that? So these are some of the questions I'll leave with you. And this is what I had, just to give you an easy meaning of holistic science. Okay. So hopefully I have given some food for thoughts. Okay. And when Deepakandaji comes, we can, really bombard him with some good questions, try to understand who we are, me. Deepakandaji, what is me? Sometimes you can develop. Okay, thank you very much. It's a question, I'll take it, but like I said, easy questions I answer, tough questions you don't answer. Because I am a student. About anything, about holistic science, everyday life, or we are just thinking how our life is going. Okay, Deepakandaji? Okay. Next, Deepakandaji is going to talk about relationship. And just, I think most of you know them, but very briefly. When he was young, he had a very inquisitive mind. He was not happy what the scriptures were giving. He was not getting answers what life was, how he was working. He had exposure to a lot of religious discourses and all that. So that after graduation, he will be electrical engineer. He was working, and then he came across a holistic scientist who gave him the answers to what he was looking for. Since that day, being a very strong-minded person, inquisitive-minded person, he said, enough is enough, no more studying, but I'm going to study human beings and life. So from there, he started studying the holistic science, inner life and outer life, and now he's a practitioner of that, and he answers any kind of questions we have. So please don't be bashful about it. And then he has traveled all over the world, and he has talked in international forums. He also visits villages and talks to everybody. It's not confined to international seminars or seminars. But majority of his time goes in interpersonal dealings with people and trying to teach or give holistic inner science and to be happy, harmonious living. So let's hear from him.